Hello, hello, my beautiful sacred masculine. So lovely to be connecting with you again today here on this format, which I'm really enjoying. There goes the throat again. um, hmm, I wanted to continue our conversation from, I don't know, a few days ago, last week, around the root chakra and presence and how that shows up for us in this sacred sexuality context, and especially when connecting with a partner, and um, how the stuck, stagnant, blocked energy at the root chakra can show up in connecting with another when we're in union with a partner, with our beloved, with you know yeah, connecting. So as we talked about last time, when there's an imbalanced root chakra, our experience tends to be more one of lack, not getting our needs met, not feeling safe, and yeah, just feeling out of place in the world. And when we come to a partner from this place, we're really looking to them to fill the void for us and to help us to feel safe, help us feel comfortable, help us feel like we belong, help us fill some void that we're experiencing. And that can really be felt by the other person. And maybe you've had these types of connections before where, and this doesn't just have to be in sexual experiences, but in other connections made with people, colleagues, people that you work with, friends and family, anybody, where there's just kind of all this neediness, and when they come to you, you know it's going to be like it kind of drains you and kind of sucks your energy. And this is, one term for this is like an energy vampire. They just kind of like pull out more than what you're really wanting to give, and it's going to be a draining situation, and it's just going to be like not fulfilling, not nourishing, not satisfying, not fun, and you kind of dread those experiences, but they pull you in, and you kind of find yourself like dropping down to that level and engaging in conversation, in interaction from that weird needy place, and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good at all. So people that tend to be like that tend to relate to others like that on a very regular basis are also very imbalanced in their own energy body, and looking to somebody else's energy and somebody else's energy to fill them up, and that's how they feel nourished and whole and complete, or attempt to. Of course you can't, because you can't live on somebody else's energy. You need to be sustained in your own healthy, balanced, harmonized energy body, and body, mind, and spirit. So this is a really big issue I see a lot from the masculine entering into union with a partner with the feminine. They come from this place of a lot of neediness and a lot of lack, and wanting the void to be filled, and looking to the feminine to make them feel something that they're missing. They're not entering into union from a heart-based, whole, fulfilled, nourished place where it's a reciprocal giving and receiving. There's just a real need from the feminine to make them feel something, and then there's a lot of resentment when the feminine doesn't meet them there, and they get the masculine can get angry and frustrated and feel shut down, and then feel even more vulnerable and feel even more not held, not seen, not cherished. So which just kind of perpetuates the cycle, and then the masculine gets scared to approach the feminine again for fear of not being met, and fearing of being shut down, and not supported, and not held, and not seen. But the feminine, just like that energy vampire, can really feel that when the masculine is coming to her from a place of need, and that's going to be taking her energy, and she's dealing with her own things. She's got her own career, she's got family she's taking care of, she's got her own things that are requiring energy from her, and the last thing she wants is for her partner to be taking more energy. It should be a fill up place, a place where both are being nourished and in harmony, and getting both of their needs met, and their tanks filled, and their hearts filled, but coming from that place of wholeness. when each are coming from that place of lack and looking to the other to fill the void, it's just, it ends up not a good situation. And then everybody kind of shuts down and puts defenses up, and it's this push-pull thing and a frustration that just feeds the initial emptiness and lack. So it's this game, this cycle that I see over and over and over and over again. And until we can come into union and come into these experiences from a place of more wholeness and from our hearts versus a place of this empty neediness and lack, we're just going to keep being met with resistance, keep being met by frustration, keep being met by an insatiable need. Because when we come from that place, even if we get what we're looking for, it doesn't fill the void for too long. It doesn't last long at all. And this is what we were talking about last week as well. It's just kind of it's not a satiation. It's not a real fulfillment or nourishment. It's just like, okay, there was that. And now actually I want more. Now I want more from you or from somebody else or from something else. You know, it's not a place of where it really nourishes one's experience. It's not a nourishing in that way. It's just, it's like a Band-Aid, you know, really. And this is where the inner work is. This is where the spiritual path is. It's, and the energy work and the energy healing, which we're going to touch on today. And we're going to look at that and play with that a bit today. Really shifting, actually changing our energy body, changing our chakras, clearing out that energy, changing the experience. So when we come to somebody else, or when we enter into the world, approach the world, we're coming from a place of wholeness and fulfillment and nourishment, and we're not from a place of lack where we need something else to fill the void. So then when we're coming from a place of wholeness and fulfillment, we experience everything in a very different way. We get to experience what the actual nourishment and love and joy that is here for us. You know, when we come to our partners from a place of wholeness and love, we get to really slow down, appreciate, be in gratitude, really feel and experience them and ourselves in that union. It's no longer about how can you make me feel whole? How can you make me feel better? How can you fill this emptiness for me? It's like, oh, and how can I give to you? How can I show you how much I love and appreciate and cherish you? Which we just simply can't do when our hearts are just dead and empty. You know, when we are coming from that much lack, we cannot give love and appreciation and gratitude to the other. You know, it tends to be, we might think we are, but it's actually coming from a needy place, and there's an agenda there. There's if I show you love, then you will do this for me. If I do this, then you will do this, which is often adding to the frustration and the resentment, because like, oh, I did this for you, and yeah, now you're not doing what I need you to do. That's not coming from a real, authentic, whole, healed and loved heart, a loving place. That's coming from, again, that emptiness and neediness. There's an agenda. There's a attachment to outcome. There's what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, agenda, I guess is the best word right now, because the other word isn't coming to me. But and again, that can be felt. That can really be felt by the other, and it can be felt by you. You know when somebody's coming to you with an agenda versus just coming to you out of a place of connection and wanting to be around you, enjoy you, connect with you, share with you. You know when they're coming from a place of needing something from you, and it doesn't feel good. And even if there's times where we don't can't articulate it mentally, we just, something feels off. Something is just like, it doesn't feel good. Our energy body knows. That's where, you know, when we start coming into our feminine energy more and opening to that, we start trusting how we're feeling by somebody. What does our energy feel like around this person or in this situation? What is my energy telling me? What is my intuition telling me, without having to go to the mind to pick it apart and like, oh, I don't know, this should be all okay, but something tells me it's not. And we bypass that. And we shut ourselves down, even though our energy knows, our intuition knows, we know when somebody is coming to us from that place of lack and need and wanting us to fill the void in some sort of way. It does not feel good. And the feminine feels that a lot from the masculine, and she just shuts down more and more. And yeah, and and that can go on for years. I've seen this in marriages and relationships, long-term relationships, where there's just such a shutdown and so much need on this one side. It can go years without any kind of physical connection, because it doesn't feel good for either person. And you know when you're connecting with a person and they're not really present with you, right? You know, maybe your partner is just like, yeah, okay, and actually does engage and isn't in that kind of resentment thing, but they're not really there. They're not fully there. They're kind of doing it more out of maybe obligation, or there's a desire to connect, but it's still not really coming from that place of whole, nourished fulfillment and really deep desire to share and connect in that way. And from love. It's more again from fear and neediness and lack. So yeah, coming back to the presence piece, and that's coming from that when you enter in from neediness and lack as well. Just like I mentioned last week, the person that comes to me and is very concerned about how many ejaculations they're gonna have or get. That's not present. They're in the future concerned about not getting enough, not getting their needs met. And so that means that person is not going to be present even for whatever transpires, because they're going to be too worried about something, in the future. And this is how a lot of people enter into to sacred union with a partner as well. A lot of fear and concerns about what is or isn't going to happen. And then that's not being in presence. That's not like just seeing what naturally rises and unfolds. There's an agenda. There's attachment to outcome. There's what's going to happen. How am I going to perform? Are they into it? Blah, blah, blah. There's so many things that are going on in the mind, and that takes away from presence. And so the two really kind of work together, that neediness, that lack of presence. And when we start to open up our energy body and change, a lot of energy healing, energy work is about releasing. Again, we are our natural state is to be at a pretty high vibration, and love and joy and peace and serenity. That's our natural state. We've just kind of taken on a lot. We have a lot of layers of heavy energies that we need to just kind of move through and clear out. And that's really what energy healing and we'll just call it energy healing is all about, is clearing those old, stuck, stagnant, blocked energies. We've been talking about that. I've talked about it a little bit. I'm going to start talking about it a little more, I think, because it's so important, and it's such a big piece of what I'm passionate about, and what's been the most profound and beneficial for me on my path is really getting into the energy body and clearing those patterns for myself, clearing the channels and allowing the energy to move through. You can just feel it when I'm talking about it. We're talking about a root chakra that's like tensed up like this, and just maybe like really clogged up, like a drain, like really clogged up. And when you use frequency on that and intention, and really, really set the intention and work with clearing that energy that's got it all, and it starts to open up, the energy flows. It flows. It's a whole different experience. It's no longer about what can I get? How can I get my needs met? What happens if I don't? Oh my gosh, fear. It's just like safe and free to move in the world and to experience and to open to everything that's available for us, and how beautifully the universe supports us. When we're always in that, how can I get mine? How am I going to get my needs met? What's going to happen if I don't? When we're always in that place, we are just hyper focused on that outcome, attached to what's going to happen. And or what isn't going to happen, you know? And when we open that up and we just allow it to flow in, to move through, we get to start having very different experiences of ourselves, of our partner, of the world, of everything that we're involved with. It's a whole different place when we know that we're so beautifully supported by the earth, by source, by the divine, by the universe. All of our needs are being met, and they always will, absolutely always will be. It just changes everything. Everything opens up. We get to start experiencing our partner in just a whole new way, from a place of gratitude and love and connection, and just like, and we get to really savor every moment of being with that beautiful being, you know? And like, oh my gosh, and we can feel into our own bodies and like, wow, what am I feeling in this moment? How gorgeous and delicious does that feel on my skin, in my body, in my heart, the energy, the flow. Versus, am I going to get an ejaculation? Am I going to have an orgasm? Am I going to, oh my gosh, what's my partner thinking? What's going on? What's happening? What? Does she like this? Does blah, 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 you know? Oh my gosh. And that doesn't matter if we have an orgasm or an erection, you know? We're just like, and then because it doesn't matter, it tends to naturally happen because it's just what the energy does, you know? Tends to be, not always, but we're open to it. And we understand that sex is not all about, or encounters or union coming together is not all about having an erection and an orgasm. It's about connecting with another being. It's about that energy flow. It's about sharing an experience. It's about touching. It's about our senses. It's about experience. It's about opening our hearts and being in union with another being. That is exquisite, you know, exquisite. And that's why we're there. I can't emphasize this enough. We can self-pleasure all day. We can do that. We can have plenty of orgasms or not, or whatever, you know. We can do that by ourselves. There's a reason we desire to be with another. There's a reason we want to come into union. And it's not, we think it's about that just physical pleasure, but or that, you know, that orgasm, but it's so much more. It's so much more. And when we can come in from a place of wholeness, when we can come in not from a place of so much need and lack, we get to start experiencing what the true desire is beneath all of that, what the true desire and longing is for connection with our partner, connection with another, what is really going on in those moments when that is taking place. It's a gorgeous, sacred experience. It's just, it's a whole new thing. So I just really invite us to open to more of that and get a lot more conscious and a lot more present in our experience when we're connecting with ourselves and connecting with another, and open up to what's really going on there and what the desire and the longing truly is. Because it's not, of course, physical pleasure and orgasms are lovely, but I trust there's a lot more going on. And if you're here listening to this, there's a lot more going on. Some people, yeah, that's all that it is for them, and that's great. But if you're here learning about sacred sexuality and having this discussion with me, there's something more that you are longing for and that you know is possible. You know this deeply at the core of your being, that there is a bigger experience possible that's way more fulfilling, way more satiating, way more satisfying, way more nourishing on such a deeper level, that is going to expand you and evolve you and elevate you in a lasting way. It's not about just a fucking orgasm and we're good and we go, and then we want more. This is connection and expansion and opening that is this lasting, that is fulfilling on such a deeper level. It's a healing energy as well. It's very healing, because we're so used to these other kinds of experiences. When we start to have this, it really it opens and elevates. And what I've come to understand is the more that we play with this, I mean, it just keeps moving us up, you know, and then our baseline where we started down here with our energy body and our understanding and our experience is kind of at this baseline. The more we elevate it and expand it and open into it, our baseline changes. We just naturally elevate our frequency, or again, not elevate it, but we clear out the stuff that's getting in the way of our knowing our true frequency. So and as we start this process, we tend to not move backwards, you know, not go unconscious. Once you start opening up your consciousness and moving up to higher levels of consciousness, it's pretty hard to go back to unconscious. So that's what I mean by our baseline just kind of constantly is moving up and changing. So as you go along your path, you don't revert back, you know, you just tend to not. Like once you understand more about nutrition and how foods are really affecting you and how they truly make you feel, and you have an experience of a different level of health after you've been kind of playing with your nutrition a little bit and getting more conscious of what's really supporting you in your body, it's kind of, it tends to be that you don't revert back to eating that old crap. It tends to be, and we'll say that, you know, you just kind of know, and you just, and then, or you maybe do for a little bit and you're like, that really isn't feeling good. I feel so much better over here, you know, when I'm doing this for myself and taking care of myself in this way. So we might revert back, but then we kind of feel it pretty quickly, like, yeah, and notice, we recognize like, yeah, that's not making me feel very good. So, I'll go over here. So that tends to be the way of it when we start opening up this sexual energy, sacred sexuality, and a different way of connecting with ourselves, with our partners, with our sexual energy, with our sensuality. So that's what we're here to do. Again, if you're here and you've been watching, then you're on board, I trust. So I did not do my little sage. We always like to sage, but this is a perfect time because we're going to start moving into the energy healing of our day. So of our little session here, our connection. Beautiful, 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 beautiful sage spirits. Thank you fire spirits, and thank you gorgeous sage spirits. Good Lord, I just love that frequency. It's gorgeous. Okay, so one way that I connect with people and support people is offering energy healing, energy restorations, energy support. Again, everything is frequency and vibration. That's what our world is made out of. And, you know, if you want to dive into the science of it, please do go explore all of that. I don't have all the technical terms. I just know, you know, from my own experience, vibration, frequency, energy, that's what it is. That's what energy is. So once we understand this and know that that's what we're made out of, we can start to play with that and explore and open and change our frequency and our vibration. So growing up in this society that is very fear-based and low vibe, we tend to take on all of that energy. We take it on from our ancestors. We're born into it. It's in our DNA. It's our bodies. We are made physically, our bodies, our frequency and vibration, and we come in at a certain level, a certain baseline in our bodies and our DNA. Again, it's all frequency and vibration. We come into this world at this specific vibration. And then as we go about our lives, we take on more and more. We take on a lot of our parents' vibrations and frequencies, growing up with them, because, you know, they raise us, they teach us. We take on their energies, because we're just marinating in it, you know, and we're in the womb. Like, of course, we're taking on our mother's energies, right? And we're made of our father's and mother's energy, because that's just right. An egg and a sperm, it's energy. It comes together, that forms us. So we're made of those frequencies. So and all the frequencies that they're made of, and everything that they are that they have experienced in their lifetime, you know, it creates our experience. And then there's the collective energy that we are born into, whatever the time of the era is, the energies that are happening on the planet when we're born into it. And then we're born with our astrology, the planets. The planets are all in certain places in the sky, and that contributes to, it's kind of like our energy blueprint. That's not the word, it's snapshot. It's a snapshot of the energies of the cosmos when we're born, our astrology chart. So that's all of those energies and frequencies, because each of the planets is its own frequency that's having an effect on us as we're born into this world, into this realm at that moment of birth. So lots of stuff. And then we pick up all the things as we move through life, various traumas, experiences, any sort of sexual abuse that you may have experienced, that any sort of abuse, physical abuse, that leaves a really big imprint. Any sort of other big traumas, physical issues, car accidents, illnesses, those have a real effect on us. School, all the relationships, all the things we experience contribute to our energy body and what we're made of. All of our memories, all of our experiences, it's all here in our energy body. It's all recorded in there. So, and it's all made out of frequency. It's all made out of frequencies. So knowing that, we can use other frequencies to help clear some of those more problematic energies that have gotten stuck and stagnant and that are blocking, that are hindering a smooth flow of the energy. And that's really, kind of energy healing in a nutshell. It's utilizing energies and frequencies to come in and break up and clear energies and frequencies that aren't optimal, aren't ideal, so we can be in a more optimal energy and frequency for ourselves that is supporting the life that we want to live, and the emotions we want to experience, and the mind that we want to have. And there's some birdies out there, a couple of big ravens or crows. I never remember which tail shape, but that's beautiful, a beautiful little omen there, right there. So nice to see that. The animals are always bringing messages. They're beautiful. So thank you. Very wise animals. So there's a lot of wisdom right now. So yeah, we utilize a number of different tools and modalities to open up that energy flow for us. And I hope that I'm explaining this well. This is again one of those where it's kind of a more feminine thing for me. Feminine versus masculine has logic, analytics, specific words that frame and organize all this energy very in a clear, coherent way. The feminine is more flowing, intuitive, doesn't need to put a box on anything. She doesn't need to label it and understand it in a linear fashion like the masculine does. It's just kind of like more flowing, elusive. It doesn't need labels. It doesn't need language, because language is, once you put language onto something, you limit it to that. It's like putting boundaries and borders on it. Once you label something a rock, you no longer kind of stop and start thinking about what is that thing and exploring it more. You're just like, it's a rock, and we just kind of shut it down after that. When we don't have labels on things, it's a more open experience with them, and it tends to be a deeper connection. So the feminine doesn't really need to have words and labels to explain this energy healing process, because she feels it, she knows it, she experiences it just by doing it, and is very open to receiving that. That's a feminine as well, open to receive. So the masculine wants to understand it, have it very linear, logical, clear, precise. The feminine is just like open to receive and explore and feel into it. What does this feel like for me? What is my experience with this? So if we can try to move more into that feminine expression, the feminine energies of this, versus having it all figured out in a real clear, logical, linear fashion, because energy healing, working with our energy body, is not a linear experience. It's not logical and analytical, and there's so much emphasis put on that masculine way of understanding the world that we can really easily shut down the feminine, and we can shut down just being open to a new experience that we don't understand, that we don't have logically figured out. So I invite you to really, if you're having that experience, like, I don't know what this is, and it doesn't make sense to me, and where's the proof, and, like, let's try to put that in the back burner. That has its place. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love masculine energies and how it shows up, and I love my mind, and I love logic, and I love analyzing and understanding, but I also really open to feeling and exploring and intuiting and just like, woo, you know what? Magic. Open to magic. Magic is very feminine. Magic doesn't have rules and logic. There are rules, actually. I'm going to take that back. There are a lot of really clear ways to play with magic, but you kind of like set it and forget it and see what happens, and that's the feminine aspect of that. So we have tools. There's the masculine aspect of this. There are clear, defined ways to play with our energy body and to do healing. But the outcome is and kind of the process is very feminine. So we really feel into that. I'm not going to harp on that too much, but suffice it to say, I just haven't always found the best ways to explain it. It's more kind of experiential. So I invite you to shut down the analytical mind right now a little bit and just open into this experience if energy healing is new to you. So, and some of you may be very familiar, and I know some of you are. So some of you have had many, many, many energy sessions with me and have drastically changed your whole life based on this energy clearing out the stuck, stagnant, blocked energy has allowed you to step so much more into the truth of who you are, not living from a place of fear, in confidence, in courage, open heart, connecting more deeply, experiencing more of what life has to offer, traveling the world, out adventuring, letting go of old things that weren't serving. This is what happens when we release these energies, these stuck, heavy, dense energies. When we release them, we start having so much more freedom in our experience, and we're no longer so hindered with limitations, conditioning, unhealthy belief systems, fear-based energies, lack mentality, really stuck in scarcity and afraid to follow our hearts, afraid to be in our courage and confidence, and connecting with the other from a place of fear and a place of neediness. So so again, all right. We're going to continue on with our root chakra, playing with the root chakra a little bit. I'm going to do this. So I'm going to invite you, feel free to pause the video if you need to, and you can do this just sitting. I like to be, in this position. This is very comfortable for me, except that I want that foot out there. And again, if you do sit like this, be sure you can elevate your tailbone up a little bit and have something. If your knees aren't like down on the ground like this, and they're up here like this, and it's uncomfortable, put some pillows under there. Put some pillows on so you're not adding to tension. Right now we are going to play with some energy healing to release tension. So let's not add to it, okay? So do what you need to do to get comfortable, or just sit. Sit in a chair like this. It's great. Okay. All righty. Let's take a few deep breaths and just settle in. Kind of feels good for me to wiggle around a little bit, wiggle into my pelvic region. We're going to be connecting with our root chakra again, which is right down there at the perineum, in between the the scrotum, testicles, and the anus. Like there's just like that little, you know, piece of area of the body, but it's the root chakra is inside the body. It's not outside. It's a little energy center inside the body, but in that general area, and we picture it as red, like a little red ball of energy. So that's a lovely way to see that. So just feel into that space. Feel into that. Breathe in. Breathing deeply into that space. Noticing any tension, any sensations. And this is part of that connecting more with our feminine energy too, just going inside and exploring and feeling, trying to get out of the mind. It's not about what you think it's supposed to feel or look or be like. Just what do you actually feel when you let go of the mind? What, just like put your awareness in there and like, maybe I'm feeling like a little bit of tension, a little bit of holding. Maybe I'm feeling tingling. Maybe I'm feeling numbness. Maybe, you know what? Just try to explore in there, and don't listen to what I'm saying about it. Try to just feel into it yourself. And maybe, like the feminine, you don't have words for it. You're just noticing sensations. You're noticing tension. You're noticing kind of a, or not. Maybe you're noticing some openness and some free flow. Who knows? But let's just take a moment to settle into that and experience yourself. Breathing into that pelvic region, breathing into that root chakra. And again, that's not a logic. Of course, we're not logically breathing in through our root chakra, but you can imagine, sense, feel, visualize breathing in from that space. And if that feels funny to you, that's okay. We'll just keep practicing with it. And now we're going to visualize that red, beautiful, glowing orb of energy right there at the root chakra. Notice the shade of red that's coming to you. Is it darker? Is it lighter? Is it bright? Is it murky? Is it clear? Are you having a hard time connecting to it? Oh, that's fine too. Anything is just fine. We're just witnessing and noticing. And continue breathing into that space. And if you've been moving your pelvis around, let's come into stillness now and continue breathing. Now we're going to imagine roots growing out of our sits bones, out of our root chakra, growing down into the earth, into our gorgeous, beautiful Mother Earth. These roots are growing down, 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 deep, deep, deep into the center, into the core of our beautiful earth. We can imagine a gorgeous green, vibrant, loving, nourishing energy at the core of the earth. This is our mother, our beautiful mothering energies holding us and loving us and cherishing us so much. We are totally safe and held here. and see our roots. What are they doing? Do you have a large single root growing all the way down, or do your roots spread out? Are they thick? Are they thin? Notice the roots that you're growing. Feel how they're moving through the soil, through the rocks, through the different foundations, through the different layers of the earth. Spreading out, ready to take up nutrients and nourishment and so much love from our mother. And you can breathe that nourishment and beautiful love and that vibrant green energy, breathing that up, up, up into your root chakra. Nourishing, loving, holding, caring. Nothing to fear. Fully held, fully loved, fully cherished by the feminine energies. Strong and powerful in your masculine energies. And releasing any fear, any tension, any stress held in the root chakra, releasing any fear of lack, any fear of something happening or not happening. Just offer that to the mother. She is here to take that. Just release it into her. Let it go, knowing you're fully safe, fully held. Release, release, release. And on an inhale, just breathing back up that beautiful, loving, nourishing energy. Feeling that flooding your whole pelvic region. Knowing you have a beautiful, solid foundation to move from. Strong and solid in your body, in your life, in your experience here on this planet. Fully held, fully cherished, fully welcomed, fully supported here. And now I'm going to, you just sit and continue with that meditation, continue with breathing up the gorgeous, beautiful, loving, nourishing energies, breathing that up into your root chakra. And on the exhale, releasing all that's ready to go, all blocks, all static, stuck energy that's been held there for who knows how long, throughout our life, all that's been layering on there, all that's been accumulating. Just release, release, release. On the inhale, nourishment, love, support. Exhale, stuck, stagnant, blocked, fear-based, lack energies. And continue that breathing. And I'm going to move into the sound healing, energy healing part of our experience today. I have tuning forks that are each at different frequencies, and the forks, the frequencies, move into that area to clear out and break up the static, stuck, blocked energy to support the release. So you just continue to breathe in the inhale and the exhale, and I'm going to move through the tuning fork process. I have 3 tuning forks. The 144 frequency, which really is a powerhouse. It really breaks things up. And you might feel this. You might feel the vibration and the hum through your pelvic region, through your body. You might notice this. It's very likely. And if you don't, that's totally fine too. And then we're going to move into the 417, which is a little bit, it's not quite as heavy, dense breakup. It's not the powerhouse that the 144 is, but it's a little more smoothing energy, but also very powerful to continue the breaking up but smoothing out. And then we'll move into the 528, which is DNA repair. It's a really, they call it the love frequency, but they're all love frequencies, but it's really soothing and nourishing and loving and bringing in that gorgeous frequency. So we're going to go through those 3 forks. So you just continue with your breathing up the gorgeous, beautiful energy and releasing all that's ready to go. And you can just say it in that way, all that's ready to go, all that is not serving my highest good. You can set that intention. So I'm going to go through this process with the forks, and yeah, just enjoy, relax. Here we go. And open to receive. Again, if this is new to you or feels strange, just try to let that go and just open to the experience. See what happens, you know? It's fun. What's coming through right now is the a lot of the fear that we took on during the COVID experience, from the fear of getting the virus, fear of people dying, fear of, or maybe people you knew did die, um, effects of the vaccine, effects of the virus, a lot of fear around that whole experience for so many of us in the collective. So you can set the intention to, I mean, I was just clearing it there, but you can set the intention to release that down into the earth. Just release any residual fears surrounding that COVID experience. Just release them down into, and effects of the virus that we took on for people that got sick, that had COVID. There's effects of that on the body. So just set the intention to release that, release any effects, any fear-based energies, any frequencies regarding the COVID experience. Release those down into the earth. Just let those go. That was a real big fear that was on the planet, so of course we've taken it into our energy body. That is not a surprise. So really interesting that came up, and especially because it is the root chakra. That whole experience really set off our fear of being alive on the planet, a fear of food shortage, food scarcity. There's that scarcity and not getting our needs met experience. That is the root chakra. Fear of our bodies getting sick. Not feeling safe in our bodies, not feeling safe in the world. All the masks, all the precautions, all the fear of other people. That was a huge fear-based experience that was just like perpetuated and drilled in, and just like really, we were just bombarded by fear. So it's not a wonder that it's being stored in our root chakra area there. So I'm always surprised by what comes up, but that of course makes so much sense, right? I mean, duh, that was total root chakra fear of so much. So again, releasing that. Thank you, Mother Earth, for taking this fear, that COVID fear, and transmuting it into beautiful nourishment, into love and light, composting that energy, those frequencies, those fear-based frequencies, deep down into the earth, releasing them deep down to the earth, transmuting, transforming into gorgeous, nourishing, loving energies, healing. Elevating those frequencies. And thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Mother Earth. I'm going to finish off here. I forgot to say, I brought in a couple of stones and crystals to really support our process. This is, again, more frequencies. Again, any way that we connect with something intentionally for the use of its frequencies, that and set the intention for healing, those frequencies go to work. The carnelian is highly recommended. I know some of my clients are playing with carnelian now, and labradorite, to support healthy root and sacral chakra, healthy sexuality, sexual energy, because it's a real powerhouse. It clears out the unhealthy energies and really strengthens. This is the creative life force energy, the healthy sexual energies, the healthy body, passion, purpose. It's an orangish color, so it's really fiery, passion, creativity, healthy sexuality. It's a gorgeous energy, but it clears out and then rejuvenizes. And I'll try to remember to put that down in the description, the stones that I brought in. Really powerful if you want to get some carnelian to do your meditation with, or do your breath work with, or I was going to say sleep with it under your pillow, but it's a little fiery energy, so it might disrupt your sleep if you do that. So, but you can carry it around in your pocket all day, and just hold it and just say, hey, thanks carnelian, for supporting my healthy sexuality and my healthy creativity and passion and purpose. Please, help me to release that which is not serving. It can be as simple as that. The more you connect with these energies and frequencies in a very conscious way, the more benefit. If we just go about everything unconsciously, it's just not the same experience. So, and I'm gonna use my pendulum here. Continue to sit with your breathing and allow. This is just gonna clear out some more. And again, you might feel this. Release it into the earth. Anything that comes up, just any fear-based energies, anything that it might come to your mind. You might see images or visions or memories or emotions might come up. Just release them into the earth. Release, release, release. Set the intention. Letting go, letting go, letting go. So when the pendulum is spinning counterclockwise, it's clearing energy out. It's pulling it out. So we're releasing. And then after that, it tends to go, yeah, just like that. It tends to go clockwise, which is kind of pulling energy in and really rejuvenating and nourishing and strengthening the energy. So open to that, open to that. Just see what's pouring in. Beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous, red, vibrant red, healthy, beautiful energy to nourish the root chakra. And I'm feeling the sacral energy chakra as well. So orange, red and orange energy just flooding in, vibrant, alive, sparkling, effervescent, clear, beautiful, just really nourishing, supporting, vibrant, gorgeous energies. And you may be feeling this. You may be feeling sensation with this. That's not unusual. And if you're not, that's fine too. So, not a big deal. Just some things that can happen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's part of how my guides support me. And, the pendulum is how they show up. I think it's just so kind of like, so I have a visual. It's a tool to play with for me. It supports my process a lot. So you could be having all sorts of experiences right now. You might not be. You might be like, I didn't feel anything. I don't know what you're doing. This is silly. I don't know. I don't know where you're in your energy, healing energy body awareness. But you might have had emotions come up, memories come up, sensations, you might, stress, tension, anxiousness, anything it could be, on any end of this spectrum towards more fear-based or love-based. You could be feeling awakenings and openings. I invite you to just allow whatever's moving through to move through. Don't attach story to it. Don't put a bunch of meaning on it. If it feels expansive, if it feels shut down, if it feels, emotional, just let it move through. It's just energy. It's just energy moving through. When we start breaking stuff up, things start moving. And we experience energy as emotion. We experience energy as thought patterns, as thoughts. That's energy. So, and that's one way it expresses and how we experience energy. So don't give it too much attention. Just allow it to move through. And if you get any big insights or awarenesses, that's great. Maybe some wisdom's coming through as well. But so, and this process can tend to unfold over time, over the next few hours, over the next few days. Drink lots of water. If you notice yourself more emotional or more anything, remember this, like, oh yeah, that's right. I had the tuning forks that day. That could be it. But again, try not to attach to it or give it too much or worry about it too much. It's just moving through. It's just releasing. It's releasing. The only way out is through. It tends to be the case with the energy work. We just kind of got to move through it. So, but it's clearing. It's moving. It's and maybe you'll feel more alive and vibrant and loving and more nourished after this. So, and you are welcome to return back to this as often as you want. You can't really. I don't know that you can do too much root chakra healing. I mean, yes, you can go nuts with anything, right? Too much of a good thing is too much of a good thing. But, yeah, I may that serve you well. This is part of what I do. This is a small snippet of what goes into my energy sessions. So they are a much more elaborate, longer, 2-hour thing where we get together and we connect on the phone or via Zoom for half an hour and really get into whatever's going on for you and explore this and open it up and see where you're wanting to go, where are you right now, and where do you want to be, and how do we close that gap, how do we get you there, how do we get you into more empowerment, more heart-based place, more action from a heart-based place, not from a fear-based place, using that gorgeous masculine energy from the heart, not from a place of fear, How do we help you have those more nourishing, fulfilling, gorgeous connections that you're longing for? This really supports that process. So so check that out on my website if you're interested in exploring that further, and we'll just really deep dive into it and go for it. And again, the 12-week program that I'm offering, we do an energy session each week to really, by the time you're done with that, you have a whole new energy body, an entirely different experience. It is mind-boggling, and this is why there's such huge results for people that complete that program and that move through it. There's just such a life-changing experience because we're changing the energy, which actually changes the whole experience for a person. When you're vibrating at a different level, other things attract into your life and come into your life that are vibrating at that higher vibration level to support you in your process. This is, again, just physics. When you move out of that low vibration, fear-based experience, the things that in your life that were matching that vibration, they fall away because they simply can't exist in your experience anymore. Again, that's physics. The universe meets you where you're at. As you rise up, the things around you, the experiences around you, your relationships rise up to that place. So you can't not have a different experience, and one of more of your choosing. When we remain down here in this unconscious level, we're just kind of susceptible to whatever is out there, when we're just unconsciously going about it. We kind of just get locked into these patterns and these experiences that aren't really nourishing us and aren't supporting us and aren't of our choosing. We're just in there because we feel like we have to be safe, to get the paycheck, to keep the house, to do. It's all locked into this thing. And if we move in any direction other than that, we're afraid it's all going to fall apart. So we stay here in this little tiny experience. And just let me tell you, there's so much more available for you that's really going to nourish your heart, nourish your soul, that speaks to your passions and that lights you up once we move out of that frequency. So I'm so passionate about this. It's so exciting to be sharing with you, and I'm so grateful that you're here. If you've followed this far, this is amazing. So thank you for being here, and I look forward to connecting with you further. And also, if you're ready to start playing with those energies in the Sacred Sexual sessions, really coming in from a more heart-based place and really having a very safe container to explore that energy without, entering in without coming from that place of need, just knowing that everything is held and supported and nourished, and it's just such a beautiful exploration of those sexual energies without attachment to outcome, and a beautiful reciprocal give and take. With part of what I offer and what's so beautiful about it and what I'm so passionate about is to offer the masculine an experience of the feminine that's very receptive and open to receive the energies that you have to offer, because a lot of the feminine is very shut down, and so you don't get met with what you're trying to offer, and that builds up that resentment and the frustration and I really want to give, I really want to be received, I want to be seen, I want to be cherished, I want to be held, I want to be connected, and so that is part of what I offer. What I'm doing is really holding space for you and just welcoming it in and giving you more of a place to explore that energy and to open it up for yourself and to just be like, wow, and have a very different experience of connection and communion. So and beautiful things happen and transpire, and it's gorgeous. And I invite you to read over my testimonials and for the programs and for my sessions, you know, the beautiful things that people experience and have to say. It's gorgeous and exquisite, and I'm just so honored to be in this space with you all and to be connecting and supporting you so beautifully, because this is what lights me up, you know. This is what really I'm so passionate about. So really supporting the masculine and the feminine to arise together, to thrive, to have those beautiful connections that we so deeply long for, you know. How can we move into that place and really start making that our reality, you know? So let's do this thing. Thanks again for being here. Thank you to our beautiful Mother Earth. And we are now, I guess I didn't quite close us down from that session, that energy healing, just again, that you were releasing. So we'll just say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to our beautiful bodies. Thank you. Thank you to ourselves for being here and taking time and doing beautiful, nourishing things for ourselves. That really supports our whole experience. Thank you to each other. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Mother Earth, for holding space for us so beautifully. Thank you, Father, Son. Thank you to all of our angels. Thank you, tuning forks. Thank you, song, sound, and vibration. Thank you to the gorgeous crystals. Thank you to everything that supports us so beautifully. All of our spirit guides and helpers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for this gorgeous space. Thank you, technology. Yay, which I'm just so grateful for. May all beings benefit from our practice. May all beings be free to know love and harmony and beauty and balance and connection. So be it and so it is. Thank you again so much for being here. It is a privilege and an honor. Bye all. Bye.